Hello friends, what's up? I hope you're doing well. We are going to be doing a Shop My Stash video today. It's not necessarily all drugstore, I think a lot of it is, but it's just kind of generally things that I was pulling out and thinking this could make kind of a fresh spring summer look. That's kind of the vibe I want to do with this, a little bit of an effortless look. Although judging by the contents of the bag, there are many steps involved. We're just going to have fun, rediscover some things. I know there are so many of you that enjoy a good Shop My Stash video, and I will always keep that coming as part of my content here. So I did the shopping part yesterday. I just went through and pulled out some things that I thought, oh yeah, I want to give that another try. And in the spirit of using like deep glowy stuff on my skin, like, you know, the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion stuff, using a glowy primer first that has a little bronze in it, I pulled out this one from Believe Beauty. I kind of forgot I had this, the All Over Glow Skin Illuminator, and it's in the Golden Glow shade. There's also like a lighter one that I have, but I'm gonna pump out just like one pump of this stuff. I already have all my skincare on, and gosh, it feels like a similar look to the Lumi Glotion, but not as much moisture actually. Like it doesn't go across the skin with quite as much ease, but it is giving me pretty much a similar outcome, maybe a little bit darker. I feel like I need it all over my upper body now. Much less moisture in comparison to the L'Oreal one. But it's interesting how prepping your skin this way actually can look really pretty underneath your makeup. In fact, since the L'Oreal is a little more like lotiony feeling, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take some right down here on my chest. This was not planned. This is just totally impromptu here. Bronzer is going to even us all out as a whole, but just like trust the process, okay? I pulled out this Almay Skin Perfecting Healthy Biome makeup. I have it in beige, and I remembered loving this stuff. I think it has a beautiful finish on the skin. It is going to give you some added moisture too. I'm using like a small pea-sized amount, and I can just feel the texture is really nice. It's not maybe quite as thin as you would expect a product of this kind to be. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and just blend this in all over. Lovely, really pretty stuff. What's this reminding me of that I've tried more recently? It's kind of making me think of the new IT Cosmetics too. Well, a little thicker texture, but similar blended out look on the skin. Isn't that nice? Problem here is shade range. If Almay could expand that, they'd really be onto something here. But the formula is absolutely great, and while I feel, you know, added hydration on the skin, I'm not over the top sticky. But it is hypoallergenic and fragrance free, and it also has SPF 25. Okay, so that's our combo here. We did something a little deeper and more glowy, and then something that's overall, I mean, I would call this like a light to medium coverage product on top, and I think the effect is really nice. Then coming in with concealer, I realized I hadn't used my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in a long time. For some reason, it's this little sample size in Creme Brulee. It's light 2.5, and I just thought I'd, you know, pull it out of curiosity. So many complexion things work so well for me from Nars, and it just kind of baffled me that like, oh yeah, you rarely use this. In fact, just the other day I used their soft matte concealer, the one in the little pot. I love that. In the past, I feel like I've come away thinking that this stuff was a little bit thick looking on the skin sometimes, and I don't have a beauty blender dampened, so we're just going to keep rolling with this brush. Kind of pressing it in, trying to get the most mileage out of the coverage I can. Nothing wrong with it that I'm seeing at this point. Skin was really nicely moisturized underneath, and the Almay certainly didn't dry me out at all either, so I think the skin's accepting of whatever texture wants to go on next. And this is working well, looking good. Now this is a concealer that's been around for quite some time, you know, like it's been on the market for a while, long before the Shape Tapes and the Camo concealers have been out. And I think it's doing a good job on the under eye. I feel still a little cloudy there maybe. I might just add a hint more. Again, I didn't put much on the skin. Easier to add than it is to take away. So I'm adding like just a couple more small dots there. Why do I have this little tiny size? So just pressing. That's helping a little. Looking up close, I'm not getting a heavy feel from this. I'm sure there are a lot of people who continue to use this day in and day out and have been loyal to this concealer for years. For me, I'm about to say that thing that I always say, I would probably choose e.l.f. Camo Concealer over this if it was just, you know, pick one or the other to go with for life. But this is not bad, and I'm really liking the look of my skin right now as a whole. What I do need is some coffee. Look at this that I haven't used in forever. This Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes. And it's just like this little compact of very sheer, very lightweight, very barely there powder, if you want to even call it that. Like, it doesn't even seem like you could create a flaky mess with this if you tried. If you gave it your best shot, like, it would just not get flaky. So I have not used this in so long, and I'm going to use it now to bop over my under eye area and just see what it does. We'll compare one eye to the next, see if it really, I mean, it looks like it kind of mattified this zone. It probably kind of blurred this zone a little bit compared to what's over here. Let's add more. No, I think it made the texture a little less tacky. Gosh, why have I not been using this like at all? What do you guys think of this? And isn't there a loose version too, of course? Who loves this? What's your favorite like brush to use it with? What's your favorite product to pair it with? Let's discuss. I feel the need to go around my T-zone with it too. I mean, it's not just for under eye, is it? Blurring powder for under eyes. Oh, okay. All right, well, there we go. I feel still moisture there. Like, we're not talking Sahara Desert vibes, but it's a little less sticky than it once was. And I think it looks good. Like, looking up close, it doesn't look overly dry. Not bad. Is it leaps and bounds better from like the latest things I've been putting there? I don't know about that, but we'll see how the look wears all day. And then I pulled out another little powder here that I thought I just hadn't used it in a while. I don't think the look absolutely screams for this, especially if you want to stay a little more dewy, but my Infallible powder in True Beige. I hadn't reached for this in quite a while. I feel like if I want to set with a little bit of a powder foundation-y kind of product, I'm more likely to pull in my One Size powder. But this is good stuff too. This adds coverage. This, of course, mattifies a little bit more, but I know it's going to help my staying power, and staying power is big for me. We want that. I got a really good night's sleep last night. I went to bed at like 9. It's nice. There was like nothing on TV. There was hockey on, and I'm sorry. Hockey is so much fun to watch in person. I love going to a live hockey situation. Haven't been in years, but you know, that's fun, but just sitting and watching it on TV, I'm like, eh. So I went to bed fairly early and got like an extra hour of sleep, but I've got a little bit of this all over. My brush, I didn't have very much on my brush at all when I put that on. Ooh, and then for my bronzer slash contour and highlight, I pulled out this palette from Profusion. So this is one of those great, like, not gonna cost you more than $5 palettes here, and I'm gonna use this Tan Sculpt shade. And there's also a light sculpt, there's a matte cream color, like it's a really versatile little palette. And then there's some beautiful highlight shades that, as I recall, work really great, but I have not reached for this in a while. So now's the time. Okay, getting the forehead a little bit tanned up there. And it's not too warm, this shade. It's a really, really appropriate workable color, I feel like. Very good. I've been into taco salads this week, my friends. It's hard to go wrong with a good taco salad. I mean, it can be so healthy, so satisfying. And I think I realized my deal with food. Like, I'm a texture person. I like to bite into something and be like, there's some lettuce, there's some corn, there's some beef, there's whatever. I enjoy a food that has some interesting texture. And I really don't love just having a piece of meat. I wish I could be that person who could just be like, I am content with this chicken breast. Like, unless it's a really, really beautifully cooked, tender as heck chicken breast or steak or whatever, like, I don't just love sitting down with a piece of meat and thinking, this is my ideal meal. It's not for me. Okay, you see now, I feel really bronzed up. I feel contoured beautifully. I love this tone. Seriously, this is a great tone. Do they sell this one in stores still? I'm out here at the shoulders. I'm not sure if my shoulders are going to be out to party today. Actually, I might be covering up with a little denim top. But I am absolutely thrilled with that color right there, that tan sculpt. So nice. Now I'm gonna sit this aside because we're gonna do some blush, and then I'll probably grab one of these highlights in a second. And for blushes, guys, oh yeah, something great's coming back. Cotton Candy Champagne from Beauty Bakery. I had not used this in so long. Like, what the heck? We love a glowy springtime cheek. Beautiful juicy blush moment. Well, it's happening now. So we're coming back. I've been using every cream blush in the book, all the new stuff. We're coming back home, baby. Okay, I'm gonna use, I'm feeling like no champagne, no gain right down here. Just a little bit, and then tap off. And these are actually called blush lighters because of all the glow in them. If you're new here and you don't know, oh please focus, and you don't know what these are all about, they are some of the most glowy blushes, but not with obnoxious chunks, not with actual glitter. It's just a beautiful glow. See, I wouldn't need highlight. That's just stunning. Each and every shade, not a dud in the bunch. Your juiciest cheek. And it's powder, you know? Isn't that what's crazy? But yet you are glowing tremendously and getting beautiful pigmented color. I'm officially awake now. Locked in, I'm engaged, it's gonna be a great day. Not that I need it, but we're gonna come in here and let's try a little bit of this shade called Heartfelt. I happen to know all these highlights are really nice, but oh. This will never not be satisfying. If I go putting on highlighter and don't have some kind of reaction anymore, just somebody kindly tap me on the shoulder and say, your time must be over on YouTube, because I mean, this feeds my soul. I can't think of it ever not. Like, look at that. Oh, so it's Teacher Appreciation Week. This past week was. If you're seeing this and you missed it, I'm sure they would accept appreciation any time of the school year. But I put together some little bags of some beauty type stuff that I thought they might like. I had a really good time assembling all that. It was very fun for me. But here we are with this glowy skin. Like, camera isn't even real quick to focus because it's like, wait, which cheek, which area? That blush just made it, didn't it? But it was already looking good after the Almay Healthy Biome. Pulled out a setting spray, this L'Oreal Lumi Shake and Glow Dew Mist. This is really good. It has a nice little smell to it too. I can't quite explain the smell. It's like some kind of light, airy perfume or something. That's so pretty. I feel glowing goddess vibes. From the brow drawer, I just pulled out two things that I felt like I hadn't reached for in a while. One is my Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. Now, I fairly recently decluttered that drawer, so I don't have like a ton of riffraff hanging around, but my ash brown retractable brow pencil, don't say it, Em. Nice ash. Okay, and then this is the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Deep Brown. And I thought I'd just kind of set with that. So I'm gonna brush up through a little bit. I really like this pencil, even though it kind of smells like the bottom of a crayon box every time. It still does the work. It's like a thicker teardrop shaped pencil, and it's a good texture and it's a good tone. So it's hard to be mad at it. And you know, crayons have always been good to me throughout my life, so I shouldn't hate on that. Gosh, I'm about to be the person who's like, this product has feelings, you know? Like, that's the way Belle is. If we spend too much time in the toy section of a store, she's going to develop feelings for the various stuffed animals and convince me that they have feelings of their own and that they're feeling neglected and left behind. And before I know it, here's another stuffed animal coming home that I couldn't say no to. Okay, so we've got that. It's easy. It's quick. I've really got nothing bad to say about that. You know what song has basically been the anthem all year for me? Like, I remember it getting more popular radio-wise and just hearing it more like in the fall. And it's the Glass Animals song. Sometimes all I think about is you. I mean, I get that song in my head all the time. It doesn't annoy me. I think it's a great song. I love it. It's just like, it's an anthem. And then I continue to hear it on the radio to this day. And I'm like, yeah, it's still not old for me. But like, how is it that it's just had so much longevity? I don't know. Even Bubba can sing the song. Like, he knows when it comes on. And you know what, isn't it funny when I say it's like a song of the school year, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm back in the mode of not just thinking about year like January to December, but I'm thinking about more like from August to May, okay? That's the time frame I'm thinking of this song in. Okay, so I got my pencil on and it did just fine like it always does. And then here's the Wow Brow. This feels like it's drying out a little bit. This is a product with like little fibers and color, you know, a lot of tint in it. You could use it alone. I definitely have used it alone and loved it. Comparable to Glossier Boy Brow for sure. So the vibe for this look, seeing the glowing skin, I want the skin to be like center stage. You know, I'm not looking to do some big bold eye. So I pulled what is one of my favorite classic light eyeshadow products, and it's the Bare palette from Profusion. Like, this is so good. It only gets so dark, y'all. So it's really nice for doing just lightweight, everyday, easy, not trying too hard type of eye looks. And that's just kind of what I wanted to do today. I wanted the skin to just have every element of glow and dewiness and just let the eye be soft and easy. Actually, I did pull in a fun liner that I may or may not use. I'm not sure. I'm going to first go with this shade down here called Outgoing. This kind of toasty mid-tone. And if you have not bought one of these Profusion $5 palettes, I mean, how much do I have to rave on them in order for you to go for it? Like, for me, they're in my Walmart store. They're actually like there. But you can also get them online because I know not everybody's store carries all the same brands. And they make some bigger palettes too, which you might be in love with some of those as well. But these smaller ones are just like kind of an amazing little value for the amount of product you get and how high-end the shadows actually feel. Okay, so we are keeping it light. We're keeping it diffused here, nice and easy. I'm going to take a little bit of Polite, this matte color, and just same brush. Let it come up there. Shall we deepen the crease slightly? Let's go to Tawny. Just a little, you know? There's a nice softness here. Get it in the crease and then, you know, let it buff around a little bit. I'm trying to use the space. Whatever space you got, let it come up high. I have a question. Now, on my Facebook feed, there'll be like people posting pictures of their kids, people I know, you know, like people I don't even know. I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook just because I was on the news and I didn't really know all the people I friended, you know, for a time. But anyway, people, you know, around where I live, and they've posted a lot of prom pictures this past weekend. And boys have so much, these teenage boys have so much hair these days. Short haircuts don't seem to be the thing. Like, are short haircuts the thing where you live? Is this a regional thing? Is this a somewhat southern thing? Because Southern Illinois is almost like, we're pretty much, you know, even with Kentucky and Mid-South kind of vibes. Is that what it is? Are there boys with neat little haircuts still? Or is everybody just shaggy? I mean, seriously, I'm just wondering, is that the trend all over? It's like I haven't been inside a high school completely surrounded by kids of that age to know. Is hairiness, there's a lot of hair on the head, a big trend right now for the high school age boy? Just let me know. Okay, see, I'm just dabbing that deepest shade now. And see, I say deepest, it's really not that dark. As you can see, it's just kind of like a caramely colored shade. It's so perfect because it's enough to give you contrast, but it's great for that lighter, effortless eye. I would so recommend this palette if you don't have it. Now let's go with a little glow. I'm going to use a little bit of Toasted right here, like center of the lid. Nice smooth shimmers. You don't have to worry about them being chunky or flaky. They really give you the best of the textures, you know. Okay, so I've patted that on the center of the lid, and now I'm going to go into Brilliance right here. Oh yeah, these shimmers are just like boom. And I'm using a brush. I don't have to pull in my finger to make it work. Just overlapping now. Oh, I should talk about what I noticed in terms of the female prom look. They look like friggin' supermodels. absolute just like wow. And you know what? They've got so much access now. They don't have to just say, okay, 17 magazine, tell me what's cool right now. Like they got all of the internet and all of TikTok and so many places to learn. They're just so advanced. The teens of today. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more tawny with a very small brush, my little smudger brush from Sigma. And look how this will be just enough to give pretty definition there. Like the eye is now defined, but if you were really even looking at me up close, you'd be like, I can't really see any makeup there. It's just soft. Birds are tweeting right outside the window. We're supposed to have a lot of rain today. Okay guys, when I was going through my Shop My Stash the other day, I pulled out this liner because I think I thought maybe I'd do the bare eye and like a real statement kind of liner, and I'm gonna leave this out because I think for another day, like it just, I'm looking at my shirt today and I'm thinking of everything, and this eye went really maybe a little more bronzy and with a little more depth than I was even planning. I don't think I'm going to use it today, but like I will do an intense liner look sometime. For now, I'm just going to kind of smudge a pencil liner on. This is Milani's Stay Put eyeliner in After Dark. I really like these eyeliners, and I'm just going to like get a little darkness right in at the lash line. See, isn't that nice? Nice and soft, and I could smudge it with the smudger tip if I want to. I don't even really feel like I need to, but you know, that's an option. I really like the shade Semi-Sweet for a nice dark brown as well. Like, I don't know what I would have done if when I was in high school I had all the access to makeup knowledge that kids have now. Like, isn't it amazing? You could figure out how to do just about anything these days. We just didn't have that back then. I know I'm preaching to the choir with a lot of you here. Okay, I pulled out the most classic mascaras that I could find. I got out my voluminous primer and my voluminous mascara, and I just want to try these and give them my absolute best shot. These are not traditionally the best for holding my curl, so I'm going to just curl the heck out of these guys and just see what I can get. But again, I wanted this look to be all about the skin, really. That was my #1 priority. I'm still really happy with it. I like the way the eye look turned out. We're just going to see what happens with these lashes today. Curl them so long that your contact lens feels blurry in your eye. And then I'm going to take this primer step, and one of you wise people in the comments section once told me, just don't use too much primer. It's like a less is more type thing with eyelash primer. So consider it done there. And I'll go ahead and do this eye. And then we will return and top it off. Oh man, remember Double Extend? L'Oreal Double Extend? It was probably basically this. Like the brush kind of, it was just like this. That was what I wore. That was what I wore and repurchased. Main thing throughout college, outside of trying like a few random little different ones like Maybelline Lash Stylist and whatnot. Oh, I also was into illegal lengths. Okay, I got quite a bit on that eye, so I'm gonna add a little more over here. And then I pulled out Lash Discovery for the lower lashes. This is the waterproof version. I like this just fine. It's, you know, whereas Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water is probably like 100% effective for no smudging on the lower lashes, this is maybe at more like a 93 to 95% effectiveness. You know, it's good. And it also never overloads. I never really want like the thickest look down here on these. I'm hearing cardinal cheeps. Oh, we do have actually the, right by the window that's down below the makeup room, the laundry room is right below where I'm sitting right now, and there's a window there, and right outside the window is a rose bush, and in that rose bush is a nest, and I've seen Mrs. Cardinal going to and fro quite a bit lately. All right, let's top her off. So here's the main attraction, going over our primer, you know. I mean, we might be hitting a sweet spot of good age on this mascara. You know, it's not brand new, but I'm liking the way it's building. I'm getting a little flake down below. Look at this. Voluminous. Hey. Okay, let's skip over to the other eye and see what happens. I'm sorry, do I just never get as effective of a curl over here? Okay, so the voluminous two-step process, you know, it's all right. Keep in mind, my lashes don't want to curl. Some people's do. So the story I have about a mascara might not be everyone's, but I feel like maybe I can help sort of reinforce this curl a little bit, and maybe I will give it one more, like once it's fully dry, one more little clamp with my eyelash curler just to get it really going. But it was honestly a little better than I expected. Now, I talked about in a recent video how I've been all about the multi-step lip these days. I'm doing lipstick, I'm doing liner, I'm doing gloss. And so today I thought I would do a one-step lip again. And this is Bobbi Brown Crushed Liquid Lip in Give a Fig. You might recall if you've been with me for a while, this is one of the most impressive kinds of lip products, this line, because they're so like full color. Oops, I got a little flake there. They're so full colored and so shiny, yet they don't feel annoying at all. They feel moisturizing. Revlon came out with something that's probably the closest thing to these. But all in all, these are kind of a little bit of a trailblazer product, seeing as they feel so comfortable. Not too thick, not too goopy, but they have shine, they have color, like just the fullest of color with one swipe. And this was exactly the kind of shade I was looking for. Like if my lips were more pigmented naturally, more naturally rosy, you know, like accentuating that. Again, the shade is Give a Fig. Also, the doe foot looks like a little like high heel practically. It kicks out at the bottom and it gives you really nice precision all the way around the lip. And just so you know, the product from the drugstore that did get closest to that formula was probably these Revlon Ultra HD vinyl lip polishes. Those have a really similar feel and like doing the same kind of thing with the fullness of color, also the shine, not being too thick, not being too goopy. Here's where I would look at the look and say, I could use just a little finishing powder right in here. And the act of doing this like lasts, it makes a difference. Taking my Kosas Cloud Set, not shopping my stash for this. This has been used constantly. And I dab it right in there, side of the nose, under the eye a little bit. See that zone? A little bit between the brow. Why? I think I have little itty bitty wrinkles right in here that can catch light. And sometimes certain highlights and glowy things that you've used make that happen more, and then this powder just comes in and says, nope, not so fast. So that is my look today, guys. We're talking summertime, glowy skin, really lightweight feeling skin, even though it probably felt like I did 1,000 steps on the face today. The feel is light. Think about your glowy primers, think about your lighter weight makeup products. You can set with a little powder and not completely undo your glow. And then a glowy blush, highlighter too. Skin feels like it takes center stage. Eyes, just the soft, natural, everyday thing. That rosy lip that's pulling for that baby rosy lip color that I love so much. So it's gonna be a great day, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for just the time and love and energy you put into this channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for keeping old school YouTube alive. I appreciate it. I love you, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.